What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Z Sports and Entertainment. I am Z, coming to you from the basement. For some reason, my hair looks like awkwardly big. I can't really explain it. I don't really know why. Just gonna have to deal with it. Today, what we got? We're gonna talk about this Thanksgiving recap. We're gonna talk about these Thanksgiving games real quick. We're gonna get it in. We're gonna talk about it. So let's get it. Um, First game, Bills and Lions. That game was a lot better than I thought it was going to be. Uh, Buffalo Bills are starting to prove me wrong a little bit. I've been one of the ones saying that, too much pressure on, not too much pressure, but it's too much on Josh Allen's plate. They need to be able to run the football, you know, whatever. Devin Singletary has picked it up tremendously in the last couple of weeks. He is looking like he can be a reliable back. He's looking like, somebody who they can hand the ball to 12 to 16 times a game comfortably. Um, and you put that with Josh Allen and his ability, then your run game ain't as bad as I thought. The receiving core is I like the receiving core. I like the options. My hair really looks crazy. I like the receiving core. I like all the options. They got Stephon Diggs going a little bit more this week, which is good, which is great. Um, I just like the Bills. I just like the Bills a lot. Lions kept it close though. Lions kept it close the whole game. And for a second there, I thought the Lions was gonna pull off four in a row. I thought they was gonna get that fourth victory, that fifth victory of the season, but the fourth in a row. Lions are tough, man. They're not easy. They're tough. They are a tough football team, and they are not going down without a fight by any means circumstances. It's crazy. Um, they're 4-7, but they could so easily be 7-4. The only thing with the Lions, I mean, you got your double backs. You got Jamal Williams and Swift. Even though Swift, got hurt and Jamal got going, I still don't think you're using DeAndre Swift as much as you need to or you should. Um, I'm okay with Jamal Williams being your quote unquote workhorse and the guy you use in short yardage. Um, but you got to use Swift more than you use him. I don't necessarily like the so called 60-40 Williams Swift or the 70-30 Williams Swift. They good. They need to be split 50-50. I feel like an idiot for not going over on Amon-Ra St. Brown yesterday on Prize Picks. I picked the wrong one. Went over on Amon-Ra. No, I didn't pick Amon-Ra and I went over on Stephon Diggs, so that was a little frustrating. Even though Diggs got going late, he still didn't reach his number. But Amon-Ra St. Brown is looking like one of those guys that's going to give you what he's going to give you every week. And he's looking like one of those guys that if the opposing team has a number one corner, that's who I need to follow, you know. And you keep him, Jameson Williams comes back, and he looks anything like he did at Alabama, you got a good receiving core. You got a good receiving core. You got two good backs in the backfield. Detroit, look out. Look out. Defensive side of the ball, the Lions they had multiple stops. The Lions just played a good game. The Bills were just the better team. If I'm just being honest, the Bills were just the better team. Um, the Bills with this win moved to 8-3. As of right now, they are first in the division just because everybody else hasn't played yet. But we'll see how that holds and how that stands once the Dolphins play this week. What else we got? Excuse me, I apologize. We got the Giants and Cowboys. That game was pretty interesting. I didn't really know how that game would unfold, just because the Tony Pollard has been like erupting these last couple of games. Like he's been going bonkers. So I didn't really know how that would affect the game plan with Zeke being more healthy. I just didn't know how it would affect him. And I tell you what, Mike McCarthy did a damn good job. He did a damn good job. He was able to get Zeke 16 carries. That ended up turning into 91 yards and a touchdown. And you're still able to utilize Tony Pollard in multiple ways. I mean, he had 18 carries for 60 yards. He had 2 receptions. I mean, those two guys are starting to look like they're gonna be what carry the Cowboys, you know, into the postseason and whatnot. Dak had a very efficient game. He had 2 turnovers in that first half, though two first half interceptions. But you know what? He got it back because he threw a touchdown pass to CeeDee Lamb that it seemed like they were determined to call that a touchdown. Now, whether it was a touchdown or not, I'll leave that up to y'all. I have my own opinion. I won't speak on it. But there was a very questionable play or a very questionable call by the ref on that CeeDee Lamb touchdown. They did not call it a touchdown. I'm sorry. They did not call it a touchdown. But CeeDee Lamb made a play in that fourth quarter, and it's had the potential to be a touchdown. And they reviewed it for a long time. I don't know what ultimately made them say, you know what, let's not do it. But for some reason, watching the game, I could have sworn they gave that to him. But I was wrong. I mean, what else happened in this game? Michael Gallup had some crazy catches. Cowboys got after Jared Goff in that second half. Michael Parsons had 2 sacks. Dorrance Armstrong had another. They've had a good game. Cowboys played a pretty good game. Dallas, I mean, the Giants came out very aggressive. They had a first quarter. I think it was the first drive of the game. First drive of the game, the Giants scored a touchdown, but they got called back for an illegal man downfield. Probably one of my least favorite calls in the league. I hate that call. Illegal man downfield. Shut up. I don't believe that Saquon got the ball enough. Saquon Barkley had 11 carries for 39 yards and a touchdown. Daniel Jones had 35 pass attempts in a close game. I don't understand that. I really don't understand that. There was a point in the game where they brought in their RB3, Brightwell. They brought in Brightwell, and he got 3 straight carries on 3 straight plays. And I understand misdirection, use Saquon as a distraction. I get that. But at some point, you got to get the ball in your best player's hand. You threw the ball 35 times, and not even trying to be funny, but to who? Galladay's non-existent. You traded Tooney. Shepard's hurt. I mean, you gotta figure that out. This was probably the first game all season where there were some calls by Brian Daboll that I kind of questioned, but it's Thanksgiving. It's a rival game, so you're gonna try to go outside the box a little bit to make some plays. Their defense, I still like their defense a lot. I still think their defense is very good. Julian Love, Jalen Smith had over 10 tackles. Julian Love had an interception. The youngster Williams had an interception. I mean, I don't think the Cowboys necessarily beat the Giants. I think the Giants lost. I do. I think the Giants more so lost this game than the Cowboys won. I just think you got to get Saquon Barkley the ball more than 15 times. That's, in my opinion, that's just what it comes down to. Cowboys moved to 8-3. Giants fall to 7-4. NFC East is looking real good, y'all. Real good. We're going to move to this last game of the night. New England Patriots at Minnesota Vikings. I don't think I've ever seen the Patriots play in Minnesota. So that was just a weird scenery to me. Couple surprises out of this game. I'm surprised Mac Jones threw the ball 39 times. 39 times, I'm sorry. He was 28 for 39. Again, close competition. It just seemed like teams said, we're going to air it out today. We're gonna air it out today. We're going to air it out on Thanksgiving. We're going to give these people a show. Wasn't expecting Ramondre Stevenson to only have 7 carries, but at the same time, wasn't expecting him to have 9 receptions either. Um, that's crazy. I didn't realize that. And I wouldn't even really consider him somewhat of a scat back or a third down back. When I look at Ramondre Stevenson, I see somebody who can get in between the tackles and go. I mean, you got Damian Harris, yes. I don't know. The Patriots are one of those teams. It's hard for you. I wouldn't want to play the Patriots because I wouldn't know how they gonna hit me. I don't know what type of scheme they would draw up. Patriots are one of those irritating teams to me that I would not want to play them. They got a bunch of wide receiver 2, wide receiver 3s. They don't really have a wide receiver 1. They got 2 good tight ends. I don't know. Patriots are a huge question mark to me. Are they good? Are they bad? Are they average? I can't figure the Patriots out. I can't. 1 week Stevenson has 18 carries. 1 week he has 7. I can't figure it out. I can't figure them boys out. I didn't see Mac Jones throwing for almost 400 yards. I don't know if that's necessarily, you know, the play calling or if the Vikings actually allowed him to throw for that many. I have no idea. But other than that, this was a fairly like from the Patriots side of the ball. I don't want to say boring, but I mean it is what it is. I mean they only ran the ball 13 times. 13 rushes to 39 passes. I mean, I don't know. I feel like they kind of went away from what they do a little bit. I mean, I get it. You were playing in the stadium, so you could air it out a little bit. You're not playing in that cold, windy shit. But I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. The They did play good football. They did play good football. Defense put some pressure on Kirk Cousins. I think they had an interception. They did have an interception. They put some pressure on Kirk Cousins. It's just at the end they Mac Jones is throwing the ball to Ramondre Stevenson 9 times, and on the other side, Kirk Cousins is 30 for 37. Justin Jefferson 9 catches. Adam Thielen 9 catches. T.J. Hockenson 5 catches. I mean, it's just different. And even with all that, the Vikings were still able to give the ball to Dalvin Cook 22 times. 22 carries on 42 yards. Damn. 22 carries on 42 yards. That's tough. But I like the commitment. They said they're going to dial you getting the ball. Be prepared to get the ball. Also have 4 catches out the backfield for 14 yards. I mean, from the offensive side of the ball, this might have been one of the most all-around games they've played. Like I was saying, that might have been one of the most all-around games from the Vikings. Like I said, Kirk Cousins over 300 yards, Dalvin Cook over 20 carries, Jefferson 9 catches over 100 yards, Thielen 9 catches. Defense they didn't play lights out great football, but the guys who you pay to make plays made plays, and the Vikings got a hell of a Thanksgiving win. They got a hell of a Thanksgiving win. They got a good Thanksgiving win. They coming off of what happened to them last week against Dallas, they needed that probably more than anybody. Not even. Could the Patriots have won that game? Yeah, they could have. There were plenty of opportunities in that game for the Patriots to get it together. But Vikings just made one play too many, and they couldn't bounce back from that. It was a good game though. It was one of those 7-7, 13-7, 10-13. It was the ties and lead changes were back and forth. So that game truly could have went either way. Vikings moved to what? 9-2. Vikings moved to 9-2. And they hot on the Eagles' tail, man. Patriots fall to 6-5. Like I said, the Patriots they're a good football team, but they're not great. So They got to win the games that they're supposed to win, and hopefully they can pull out a couple of games against these marquee opponents. They weren't able to do it today, or last night, but they'll have more opportunities later in the season. I still think they play the Dolphins again. I still think they play the Bills again. So they'll have a couple chances to chop some trees. They still in the hunt situation in the playoff picture, so they still got plenty of opportunity. They do. They still got plenty of opportunity. That's all I got for y'all today, man. That's all I got. We just reviewed those Thanksgiving games, talked about those Thanksgiving games, and that's it. I just wanted to talk to y'all for a quick little second. I appreciate y'all for watching. I love y'all. Z is out.